Jonathan Ruiz, your accounting coach, survival tips. So once again, maraming salamat po for liking and sharing my page, CPA Dreams, and for following my Instagram, accounting, survival tips. Of course, I would like to thank you for following me in this mini video series. Again, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And if you have friends or families that you think that this mini series will help them in their CPA journey or in their senior high school ABM subject, then please do share it with them. Then another thing that I want to focus on is to greet you a Happy New Year. And God bless, of course, that God will bless you more this year 2019. So again, this is for senior high school K-12 basic education curriculum, accountancy, business and management, specialized subjects. Okay, so these are the very foundation of accounting. And in the future, if you are going to take Bachelor of Science in Accountancy, then this will be of great help to you. Okay. So our agenda is accounting concepts and principles. Our learning outcomes, we will define what is GAAP and what are those basic accounting concepts and principles. Okay, these basic accounting concepts and principles, you will use it from the beginning until the end of the Bachelor of Science in Accountancy course. This as well will be used during your job. Okay, once you finish the accountancy course, once you start looking for jobs and applying all the accounting lessons, then this will be your concepts and principles that you need to remember. Now, what is GAAP? Okay, GAAP is generally accepted accounting principles. This is a framework and guidelines for the accounting profession. So the purpose of this is to standardize the accounting concepts, principles, and procedures. If you are in the US, then you are following the US GAAP. Okay, so, and then in the UK naman, they are using International Financial Reporting Standards. So of course, in the Philippines, we are using this generally accepted accounting principles or the Philippine Financial Reporting Standards. Okay, so GAAP is like a Bible for the Christians. This is the standard way of their living if you follow it, if you're a Christian. If you are Muslim, it's like the Quran. Okay, so you're living with concepts, principles, and procedures. Now, ganun din sa accounting. Meron ding standardized concepts, principles, and procedures. So this is very important. You need to put it into your heart. Okay, so what are those basic accounting concepts and principles? I'm going to give you 11. Okay, so accounting entity or business entity, going concern, monetary unit, historical cost, matching principle, accounting period, consistency, conservatism, materiality, objectivity, and accrual. So those are the concepts and principles that you need to remember. Now we will define it and let's dig deeper one by one. Accounting entity or business entity. So business is separate from the owner. Okay, it should be treated separately, meaning the personal transaction of its owner should not be recorded on your accounting book unless owner's personal transactions of adding or withdrawing resources from the business. Okay, so tatandaan, you don't mix your personal transactions with the business. Going concern. So what does it mean? Meaning, you assume that the entity or your business will continue to operate indefinitely. In this basis, like for example, generally assets are recorded based on the original cost, not on the market value, because they are assumed to be held and used for an indefinite period of time or during its estimated useful life. These assets are not intended to be sold immediately or liquidated immediately. So meaning the business will run okay, for a long period of time. Now, monetary unit. Okay, this is the business financial transactions recorded and reported should be in monetary unit. It could be US dollars, Canadian dollar, euro, and of course, the Philippine peso, in our case in the Philippines. Any non-financial or non-monetary information that cannot be measured in a monetary unit are not recorded in the accounting books. Instead, they are only a memorandum entry. Okay? Now, let's move on to historical costs. When you said historical costs, all business resources acquired should be recorded based on the cash equivalent or original cost of acquisition, not on the prevailing market value. But of course, there's exception to the rule. That is when the business is in the process of closure or liquidation. Matching. So matching principles. This principle requires that the revenue is recorded in a given accounting period and should have an equivalent expense recorded for you to show the real or true profit of the business. Again, revenue equals expense. There is no revenue if there is no expense. Now, accounting period. This principle entails a business complete the whole accounting process over a specific operating time period. It could be monthly, quarterly, semi-annually. The accounting period, of course, it could be follow annual accounting period, meaning you can have a calendar or fiscal year. Okay, conservatism. So accountants actually should be conservative. So this principle states that given two options, if you are given two options in the amount of business transactions, the amount should be recorded based on the lower or rather than the higher value. Okay. Next, consistency. Of course, the application of any methods or accounting procedures used by the business year after year should be recorded consistently. Okay, the reliable comparison of financial information between two accounting periods. The key is to be consistent. Materiality. Okay, so materiality is based on the judgment, actually. This will affect the decision of a user, consider the important material aspect that must be reported properly. So this principle states that errors or mistakes in accounting procedures that which involves a material small amount may not need attention or correction. So in this case, it should be based on your judgment. Okay. Next, objectivity. So this principle states that the recorded amount should have some form of impartial supporting evidence or documentation. It also states that the recording should be performed with independence that free from bias and prejudice. Okay, so it should be neutral. Okay, free from bias. Next, this is important. There are two types of basis of accounting, actually. It could be cash basis or accrual basis. But of course, we are following the accrual basis of accounting. So that means the revenue should be recorded in the period it is earned, regardless of the time the cash is received. So meaning the true expense, it should be recognized and recorded at the time it is incurred. Okay, regardless of the time that cash is paid. Whether you receive cash or not, it should be recorded at the time it is earned. Okay, this is the true picture of the business financial performance. Okay, it's same with, on the contrary, the deferrals. No? So in this case naman, kung deferral, ang ibig sabihin naman yan is at that time the services is rendered. Okay, not at the time that it is paid. Okay, so some multiple choice questions. So past experience indicates that the continuation of operations is highly probable for most enterprises, although continuation cannot be known with certainty. So what is the type of accounting concepts or principles? A, going concern. B, accounting entity. C, periodicity. the monetary unit. Okay, so 3 seconds only. Of course, the answer is going concern. Okay, next. The accounting function is to account for nominal pesos only and not for changes in purchasing power. A, accrual. B, monetary unit. C, separate entity. D, time period. 3 seconds. Of course, that is monetary unit. Okay, so now you can easily understand the concepts and principles. Again, recap, we defined the generally accepted accounting principles, which is GAAP. I gave you some basic accounting concepts and principles, and then we answered 2 multiple choice questions. So again, thank you so much. But please don't forget to like and share our FB page, CPA Dreams. Maraming salamat po, and see you again on our next lesson.